Hey guys, Paul here. Welcome back to Dad's Stories and Cars. So it's been about 3 years now since I moved from California to Colorado, and that time I actually took a road trip, taking a lot of stuff in the car from California to Colorado, and that was the last time that I had that long road trip. It's about 1,000 miles, but today we are taking that road trip again, but not moving back to California. We're just taking vacation, taking a road trip, visiting California from Colorado. So this is the first time to have this car right here, the Model Y Juniper, to drive a road trip that long. But this time we are driving back, driving there and then come back. So the whole route, the whole distance should be about more than 2,000 miles, and I will try to use FSD the whole way, and I'll try not to intervene at all. And since this is the vacation, we will take our time. We're not rushing it, so we'll stop by Utah a couple nights, so it'll be 2 nights staying along the way before we get to California. Same thing, we'll be staying in Vegas and then again in Utah, and then come back here next week. So in today's video, I'll share the whole experience with you about this 2,000 plus miles fully FSD road trip, and I will also share the whole charging experience with this road trip, and I'll share at the end how much I pay for all the charging. Now let's go. Alright, before I leave for the trip, let me show you what I have in order to get ready for this long road trip. Again, this is going to be more than 2,000 miles road trip from Colorado to California. So I have here is an air compressor wired for your tires, and it has the 12-volt socket, 12-volt plug to plug into both the back here, the rear, and the front socket. And it has a built-in emergency flashlight that would come in handy if I need it. Again, this car does not have spare tires, so that would be handy. I have another one that is even better than that. And I also have here with me a sub-trunk cooler, and this is a really good size. It's cooler wide, and it has divider there, so we can have some drinks, some food here. When we buy something from the store or supermarket on the way and we need it to keep it cool, we can have it here, and it doesn't take up space in the trunk at all. Let's check out the front trunk. Let's see what I have in the front. So in the front, I have a Tesla mobile charger in case of emergency or some hotel that you plug in. The 110, I could use it too. Always have one at least in the car, and this one come in pretty handy. I use a lot during the winter when we go out skiing and we need to plug in something that the inverter won't work, because you need a high voltage from the car or the power. This is a V2L adapter that I can plug in a higher watt appliances, to get the water boil or to cook something for the trip, or in case of emergency I can help someone else and I'll charge their car if my car is in a higher charge, to get out of trouble, or when their car is running out of battery. And on this side I have a Tesla tire emergency kit. So this one has a built-in tire air compressor, and also the tire filler in case you have flat tires. So this would help for a short run, so you can get to a tire shop on your road trip. And also cleaning kit in case I need it. Yeah, pretty much it in the front. And in the car, I have my daughter with me on the trip, so we would need something to entertain her. It's a long road trip, hours of road trip. She will get bored for sure. So we have a wireless headphone that you can connect to the rear display, so she can watch her movies, music, whatever, without disturbing the whole car. So you can watch something and I can still listen to music on the road trip. Also a wireless Bluetooth controller, so she can play games in the back here. And last but most importantly, extra wiring, charging cable for back here. Really handy here. I can just leave it here so it doesn't get tangled up. And the refrigerator. So this is not a cooler, it's a refrigerator that I can plug it into the 12-volt socket in the front. I'll show you. And it's a really good size, so it will fit a lot of drinks in here, and we can keep a cool drinks, soda, water, whatever we need during the road trip. We can just grab it from the back here and get it while we driving. Let me show you where I plugged it in. The Model Y Juniper has the 12-volt socket here in the center console, but older Model Y you would have 12-volt socket underneath the armrest right here. And something that is would be really handy too, this one right here. This is a wireless phone charger from MacBack. I had it on my every single car, my old Model 3, older Model Y, and this is the newest Model Y, because during the road trip I use FSD pretty much. This trip will be fully FSD drive, so when I need to use the phone and to keep my eyes level on the road, without having issue with FSD, looking at the phone, look down, just keep it here, charge, and I can use whatever I need on the phone without leaving my sight in front of the car. And one more thing you definitely need to have for summer road trip, especially we are going through Las Vegas, Death Valley, one of the hottest place on earth in summer, is this one right here, the sunshade. This is one of the best thing I ever installed in my car. The electric power sunshade helps so much during the summer month, even out here in Colorado. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention, the wheel covers, really important. I tested these one and they are really efficient, even better than the stock that came from Tesla. These are really awesome, and they looks really cool too. Here's the front. You still can see that red caliper with these covers, and would be awesome for the road trip. Really efficient, so I would get a little bit more range from these. And these are all the drinks and stuff. I have spare here in the back of the car underneath the subtrunk, in the subtrunk cooler. Alright, so here's my trip planning. So we will stop by Westfield in Utah the first night, but our first supercharging stop is in Parachute, just past Glenwood Spring, probably a few minutes, and they have 250 kilowatt supercharger there, and there are a few places that we can eat. So we have lunch there. It would take us about 3 hours, I think. Let me see. Yeah, it will take us 3 hours and 24 minutes to get there, and by the time we get there we should be it should be lunchtime. What time? So 11:10, probably a little bit later. We'll see how bad the traffic from here to there. We're leaving in a few minutes. It's 7:47 and I got my charge up to 96%. I didn't want to do full 100% because I know that we are going to get there still plenty of charge. 22% might be less because we might be driving on highway a little faster than the computer or Tesla calculate for this trip. Probably 75-80 miles an hour. Alright, we're leaving soon. We'll see you at the first supercharger in Parachute. we are out on the road about 35 minutes now. I forgot to mention that mostly it will be on hurry because standard would be a little too slow and it's less likely to pass slow car on the highway. That's why we're usually on hurry, and by the time we get to Parachute Supercharger we should still have about 20 to 21%. We got to the stop. Pretty bad luck. The whole traffic stopped, and I think we're just having a construction in the front, but I don't know why they stopped the whole traffic. The traffic's finally started to move. Oh my god.
Mommy.
We were stuck here for like, I don't know, almost half an hour. It was just construction. I have no idea why they blocked the whole street, the whole highway. So we drove so far, let me see, about an hour plus, hour 20 minutes, and I totally forgot to add the trip here. So let's since charge this morning, so we drove so far 94 miles. Drove an hour and 41 minutes, and so I just added the trip right now, 1.7 miles. So yeah, so far we drove almost 100 miles, and at the end of the trip we have to plus that 94, so I remember at the end, and we're still an hour 51 minutes away to the first supercharging. Alright, we are at the first supercharger finally, 12:16, and we're like half an hour late because of that stop on the highway, and we still have 20% charging, pretty accurate from their estimation. The trip so far, we traveled 212 miles. We stopped by, get some lunch here since last charge, and 3 hours and 48 minutes of driving. Alright, we probably charge until 80, 90. We'll sit here and have lunch. We'll see when we're done with lunch. 20 minutes of charging, and then we'll get going. Alright, so we stay a little longer than they needed. I mean the charger needed, because we have to have lunch. So I think I'm gonna unplug now and then keep going with the trip. So we are at 85%. The next charger will be in Green River, Utah, and it's gonna be another 2 hours of driving. By the time we get there, we should still have about 20%, 23% left. Alright, let's continue. Okay, I forgot to mention, the last session we charged $19.39. Alright, second supercharging in Green River. Brand new version 4 supercharger. Go. Here about 20 minutes or so until we continue to our first day final destination. So from here to the next destination would be another 123 miles and 1 hour and 45 minutes. Not bad. As you can see, the weather outside is 104 degrees and it's super hot, sunny, and this thing helps so much, this sunshade. Without this thing, this kind of road trip in the summer, it'd be really hot in here, and the refrigerator is still working fine. As you can see, still 37 degrees in there, and it's nice and cool, all the drinks. There's a lot of car come here to charge. It's a new supercharger V4, but it's nothing here, so you have to cross to a big gas station. Not big, but they have truck stop. It's kind of further out to get to a bathroom in this heat. It's super hot today. I think we're almost done. We can just get out of here. Alright, we're done charging. We charged 85%, and by the time we get there we should still have 20-something% left, and we paid the second one $20.71. We have an hour and 46 minutes. Let's go. Here in Richfield, Utah. The reason we booked this hotel off the highway because there are 3 superchargers right, like basically less than like quarter mile from here, from this hotel. So far, let's check out the trip. So we have 24% left, and I will do another supercharge again tonight, so we don't have to waste time tomorrow and wait for supercharge. That's the reason why we got the hotel right by superchargers. Let's check out the trip real quick before we end the day. So this is the whole day right here. So we 5 hours and 44 minutes plus an hour and 40 minutes, so it's like about 7 hours and 20 minutes ish. So far we drove today, but the time that we used to drive and stop and charge, total of 8 hours, because we left home at 8 in the morning and we got here basically at 5 o'clock. So it's not bad, because I routed with Google Map. If we were to just drive without stopping to charge, it would take us about seven and a half hours. So yeah, I'm just gonna charge again tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll go to Zion tomorrow. By the way, after 8 hours trip, the water in the cooler in the back is still cold. The ice didn't melt. The whole thing didn't melt. This is awesome. Take the ice out. Here. So this is 150 kilowatt supercharger, so it will take a little longer. I'm only the car charging here right now, but we only getting 112 kilowatt. Should have got at least 140, 50. We're at 22%, so it's gonna take 35 minutes. We're gonna charge to 85% before we leave tomorrow. We are going to Zion National Park. It will take about 2 hours from here, actually. Right, so I got the right location now. It's a Zion tubing. We are going to do a river tubing tomorrow in Zion, first thing when we get there. So it's gonna take us 2 hours and 13 minutes and 157 miles. We got a little more charge than I thought, 92%. I was watching something and I didn't want to stop, so might as well just get a little more charge and ready for tomorrow. Good morning. I unplug the refrigerator in the back and then put it in the hotel, because this refrigerator has dual power, DC and AC. To keep it cool, I plug it in the hotel. Right, so we have 2 hours and 12 minutes drive from here to Zion tubing for a fun river tubing today. Alright, let's continue with the trip. Alright, we're here. We decided to get a quick supercharge because we're here early. Our appointment is 11 o'clock. So they have the level 4 supercharger just right off the highway 15. Forgot to mention the charging last night was 22.31. So far we have 18, 22, 20, 60 bucks so far to get to here. And our trip, just let me update the trip so far. So our trip so far 539.9 plus 94, so that's about 620 miles, and we use 60 bucks to charge the car. Alright, let me get a quick charge, probably 15 minutes charge, so we have enough battery to drive around Zion National Park. And today we are staying at the hotel with Tesla destination charger, so we get a free charge overnight before our trip tomorrow. So we got the charge done, 70% and $10.85. Let's go tubing.
But I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back to before the new. Rewind, take it out of cue. Innocence can be a young man's game. Signed up for the hall of shame. I wish I knew how much I miss not
Feels like you're in Jurassic Park 1, that the car is driving for you and you just sit and enjoy the view. It's pretty awesome. Okay, Zion was fun and it was beautiful. Now we need to charge before we leave for Vegas tomorrow. Good thing this hotel has the Tesla destination charger. We'll charge it up probably 90-something% and then we'll leave for Vegas. Alright, awesome free charge. Yeah, if you guys come in this area, probably best to get the hotel with destination charger. Get a free charge overnight. Only a few hotels available around here though. And one of them is La Quinta by inside La Virgin, right at the entrance of the way you're going into Zion National Park. So we charge up to 98. So we are going to Baker, California. We'll have to stop by a quick 5 minutes charge in Vegas Prim Hotel before we actually it reached all the way to Baker. We'll see. If it's not, by the time we get there, by the time we get close to Baker, we'll stop by and charge. Let's go. Alright, so we got to Prim, just past Las Vegas. We decided to stop here real quick because it miscalculated by a lot. It said 22% to Baker. As you can see, it's below, it's 6% if we didn't stop here. So I don't want the car or the battery to go that low before we charge. So we're gonna do a quick, maybe 5-10 minutes, get Starbucks, and then we out. Here, it's a huge supercharger. As you can see, There's a lot, like 43, 44 supercharger. We'll do a quick charge. They're all 250 kilowatt supercharger down here. And then we'll come back. Alright, quick Starbucks stop. Enough charge for the next one. We got up to 46% in probably like 10 minutes. Bathroom and Starbucks. And we pay 8.5. Let's go to the next one, Baker. Alright, we are in Baker with 30% left. And it's a huge V4 supercharger. One section over there, one over here. This is like Rivian friendly because you can go and park on the side, and a big row over here. Let's charge. We're gonna grab lunch, so probably get to charge as much as we could. Right, we just finished lunch, and at 94% I think we're good. Yeah, by the time we get to Eastvale, California, we should still have 35%. That's plenty. Alright, let's continue with the trip. There you go. Alright, we finally arrived in Eastvale, California, and we got here 35, I think, percent, but I got to charge so we can use it for the rest of the day. It's pretty quick here. I'm surprised because the chargers are packed, like people waiting in line for it, but it will only take me 12 more minutes to get to 80%. Thank you so much for following the whole trip, and we'll hang out here in California for a few days, and then we will leave on Sunday morning to stay in Vegas for a night, and we'll probably go to the beach for sure. We missed the beach, and my daughter missed the beach so much. We don't have beach out there, of course, in Colorado. And so far the whole experience with FSD, I couldn't leave FSD for the whole trip. There are a few issues with FSD. First, passing cars. A lot of times you want to pass some cars on the slow traffic, and it will try to wait a little bit and then pass, even on the hurry mode. And also parking, that's probably the most frequent that I had to intervene and take over, especially even at the supercharger. It's gonna take too long for FSD to find a parking, find a supercharged spot, and then wait for it to park itself. I just took over and then park mostly on supercharge, and everywhere else that needs to park the car, or if you select to park. All right, we'll see you on Sunday before we leave back to Colorado. Now let me show you the whole trip real quick, how many miles we drove already. All right, so here it is, Cali road trip. So far we drove 16 hours and 41 minutes, and we drove 1,005 miles. Actually 1,099 miles, because remember we have to add that 94 miles that I missed it from the beginning of the trip. And actually, watt-hour per mile is pretty good. Consider a lot of driving. Probably at least I would say 65 to 70% of the trip we were driving uphill, up higher elevation, and the rest were coming back down. I think we recoup a lot coming back down from Utah down to Arizona and down all the way to Nevada in Las Vegas, and then come back down to California here. So 279, that is really good. Like as I showed you before, I used those wheel covers. They help a lot. So we probably drive around here a little bit, probably a few 100 miles, and then similar miles to go back to Colorado. Well, again, we'll see you on Sunday before we leave back to Colorado. Right, so it's been awesome visiting California again. Back in Eastville, and we went to the beach, and now it's time to leave. So we are going to Las Vegas. It's telling us to go to Yomo for some reason to charge, but we're not gonna go there. I think it's too close. So we probably go to Baker to charge. So it's right there. I'm gonna skip that. I'm gonna go to Baker to charge. And so far, so we charge up to 94% from our friend's house. Let me show you the trip real quick. So we travel 1,326 miles and plus 94. So that's 1,400 ish. We're gonna drive to Baker and Las Vegas. Alright, the quick update. We might be able to go all the way to Primm, right by Las Vegas. And we get there in 2 hours and 27 minutes, 16% left. Only if we can go through this unexplainable traffic. We've been stuck here for 15 minutes now, and we have no idea why. Maybe accident or something we can't really see in the front. Hopefully this will clear soon so we can continue with our trip. Yay, finally we are moving. Whew, I thought we were gonna stay here for an hour. I think it's the accident somewhere really close by. But yeah, I'm glad we are moving. So we'll be in Vegas probably noon-ish. We stop charging probably not too long, because we'll be hungry. By lunchtime, we'll be in Vegas. Alright, so we couldn't make it to Primm because we need to use the bathroom. So we have to stop by Baker, which is way earlier. But since we are stopping by for a bathroom, might as well just quick 15 minutes charge with the bathroom. Might as well get some charge, and we'll continue. We still have a lot left, 59%, but this is one of the biggest supercharger around here with 94, I think 96 supercharger level 4. So it should be really quick to charge. As you can see, huge supercharger, not a lot of cars. So just go to the bathroom real quick. Right, that was a quick one. Let's see how much battery we got from a quick bathroom stop. Weren't meant to stop at all, but when you gotta go, you gotta go. Alright, so we got 74%, and let me see, $4.98. So it's $5, and we continue with the trip. We'll go to Primm anyways. It's one way. FSD. Oh, as you can see, there were a few times they had to intervene. It was about to go in one-way street, not knowing it's one-way street. So there's still a few things needs to be improved on the FSD. This is The latest one I got, I think 16.3.4. Okay, so we finally arrived in Prim, Nevada. Get the last charging before we get into Vegas. So we about 42 miles to Vegas and we are at 26%. Plenty of charge still, but we'll get some charge before we get to Vegas because so we don't have to worry about driving around Vegas, and we have plenty of time. We have lunch planned in Vegas anyway, so by the time we get to Vegas will be probably 12:20-ish. We'll get some charge at the same exact location. Right, we should have plenty of charge to get into Vegas. Let's see how much we got. We should have at least 60-something%, 62%. Plenty of charge to continue. By the time we get there, we have 47%, so we should be okay. We are finally here, so we'll be staying for a night here and spend a day in Vegas, and we'll leave tomorrow. Welcome to Las Vegas. Alright, so we here at the Link charging station and prepare for tomorrow's trip, so we won't have to charge in the morning. So we charge it up and then walk around the strip. Right, I think I got enough charge. It just took us way too long to walk around here. Okay, so I charged up to 96. Was gonna go for 99, but the parking might be expired first, because you can park in here to charge for an hour for free. After that, they will charge your parking fees to park here. So we paid $22.42. Las Vegas was fun, but really tiring and really hot. Alright, so we are on our way to Moab, Utah, and then go home. We'll stay in Utah for a night, explore a little bit. Now we have to travel another 2 hours and 2 minutes to Utah to charge. Look at that. The battery from last night, we didn't go anywhere. We just came back, and I think by the time we got back to the hotel, it's like 94-ish, 93. That's 10% drop from just parking in the parking garage at the hotel, because it's really, really hot outside. So the car had to keep itself cool a little bit. So lost 10%. That's a lot in Vegas. All right, now let's continue. Finally captured 100 mile streak after all this time. So we are now in Arizona, at the tipping point of Arizona. So that's like the shortest part to go through between states, and we will enter Utah soon. Stop by in Zion to charge. Alright, we are back at the entrance of Zion National Park, same spot that we charged on the way back, on the way to California. Now going back, coming back same spot, and It was well predicted with the range 18% left. It was predicted with 16, now we have 18. Yeah, FSDs never did well with the parking at supercharger. I usually have to actually took over. So the trip plans telling us to do a quick charge here, like 8 minutes, and go to Beaver, do another 5 minutes charge, and then go to Richfield, do a long charge, and then straight to Moab. But it's lunchtime, almost 1 o'clock, so we are going to stay here a little longer to grab lunch, eat, and then go. So we're gonna skip Beaver, then go straight to Richfield. Yeah, let's charge it up. We are done with lunch and we have plenty of charge. There are a few lunch options here. You have to charge here, so you can stop a little longer. So we got the charge up to 91% and we pay $16.45. Let's see. So by the time we get to Richfield, we will still have 25% left. It depends because it's gonna be a lot of driving up the mountain and climbing up the elevation. So that's why we only drive 2 hours and 142 miles. It will take up that much battery. And another reason why driving to Richfield take that much power and energy, look at the weather right now. It's 100 degrees, and by the time we get to Richfield, it might be even hotter. Right, we are arriving in Richfield, Utah with 27% left on the charge, and probably can stay here about 25 to 30 minutes, take a little nap. Really sleepy because you sit there and not driving make you feel sleepy. I have to take over again for charging because it will try to go around instead of just make a quick in and out. Alright, one more charge before we arrive in Moab, Utah. So it said 25 minutes to continue with the trip, but it will have only probably 10% left when we get there. So I will probably stay until maybe 30 minutes. Make sure it's a little more than 10% by the time we get to Moab, so we don't have to worry about getting a charger charged right away, because we will spend a night in Moab and then half the day in Moab tomorrow. Alright, we got it up to 90% and we were waiting about 35 minutes. It's ready to go. So we would still have 18% when we get there. And how much did we pay this time? 19.62 and we have 2 hours and 30 minutes drive before we get to Moab, Utah, and it should be an easy drive. It's 6:21 when we get there. It's a long day today. Let's go. Oh boy. We had to take over again from FSD because it couldn't figure out how to get into a this lane and just to get out, to get on the highway for some reason. Here we go, back on FSD, and we'll be back on the highway. See, just to get out from that spot to come here, it got confused. So we just arrived in Moab with about 18%, and there are a few supercharger out here. Small, one is 150 I believe, and one 250. Not that many chargers though, but not many people are charging. But we're getting a free charger here at the hotel. Homewood suite in Moab has 2 chargers. So one with the Tesla destination charger and one a non-Tesla, probably about the same power output. So we're gonna charge it up tonight, probably to how much ever we could get during the night. And yeah, we're just gonna hang out in Moab tonight and tomorrow, go water rafting, and probably leave after that around like 1 or 2 o'clock, and then we'll go back to Colorado.
This is what I'm talking about right here.
Yeah.
Oh, big stop! Woo!
Alright, Moab was fun and the rafting was awesome. It wasn't that hot today, and we charged up from the hotel. I believe we still have 95% left, and it should only be one charge. We'll see. As you can see here, 95%. I actually charged up to 99 and then parked overnight, and it dropped to 95. One in Rifles, one in Frisco. We'll see. It's 98 outside. Probably without the sun, it's about 92. Now this is the last fun part of the trip, and we are heading home. One more thing I want to mention is the wireless headphones. So it's a must. If you have your kid in the back or kids in the back, I think you can pair 2 headphones so they can enjoy the entertainment system in the back. So we're just arriving in Rifle, and they have 10 superchargers left. State of charge is 19%. Really accurate from the start, but there's issue with the traffic here on the I-70 because they had big flooding last night, and the flooding actually caused the I-70 to close since last night and clean up. So we'll see. We might have to find alternate route if we can't go through I-70 from here. It's right next to Sonic. Hopefully it doesn't get in the wrong entrance, because we have to get to enter. There you go, this one. Okay, did good. And then we have to go around the Sonic parking. Did good. Oh boy. Oh boy. Not good. You can see the lane is angled in, but the FSD just parked straight, so it couldn't figure out the lane. I thought for the first time it could park right. Wow, this is tricky. Let's see. It should reach this time. So the way they did the layout of the parking, just weird. Because if you park straight, for I guess FSD was right. If you park straight to the lane, it won't reach. If you park a little crooked, as you can see, off the path a little, then it will reach. It's really hot out there, 101 degree, and it said 14 minutes to continue the trip, but we have to go to Frisco. So let me see, because of the temperature this high, I mean the car didn't even have to precondition the battery at all because it's so hot already and doesn't need to precondition. So right now we plug in 24% to 08. This is the V3 supercharging, and there's one car over there. We don't share with a lot of cars. Let's see if I would have go up to 85%, and I don't think we have to stop at Frisco. But the thing is, we might have issue here. We have to get out of I-70 to 346 and then keep going straight all the way past Newcastle and then go back on I-70. So that's why it would take us much longer than it's supposed to, because we have to get out of the highway. And after that, we should get to Glenwood Spring and then back up to Denver area. Ooh, it's a storm out there. Holy cow. Okay, I tried to get up to 85, but still not enough. Only 2% left by the time we get home, so I don't want to do that. Probably gonna stop by Frisco real quick. Anyways, I'm not gonna wait any longer to 85 or 90%. Let's take it out and then keep continuing with the trip. All right. Okay, giving it one more chance. And turn right. Why? Come on, FSD, turn right. It's trying to turn left, but we can't turn right. I don't know why it's trying to turn left and then come around for some reason, but we should be turning right now. There you go. Yes. I almost had to take over. I'll let it drive and then park. One more chance, FSD. It's a little tricky, this one, because there's no line on the street getting in here now in this parking space. Let's try.
Pick.
We can't pick.
No.
That's it. I had enough. It's parked on the... No! Oh my god, it almost hit the... Holy cow. It's almost hit the supercharger. This one right here. Okay, we're gonna move and park over there. Well, not a single time FSD can do a parking on the charger. Alright, so we're gonna do a quick charge and then continue. It's nice up here. Oh, missed the weather in Colorado. Alright, we'll come back, grab some food, quick bite. Alright, so I think we got plenty of charge left. We left like 10 minutes, just walk, try to find food, but not much food over there at the Maverick, also at the supermarket. So we decided to want to go to Whole Food, but it's way too far to come back. It's just wasting time. I mean, not too far. It's gonna take too long to walk there and then come back and leave here to charge, because we have plenty to go back home. 58 to go home. Right now we still have 36%, which is plenty of charge. 1 hour and 21 minutes and 81 miles. It won't use a lot of battery because we'll be driving downhill a lot from up here, from Silverthorne area, Frisco and Silverthorne area. Finally, last charging stop. A quick bite at Whole Food. Hopefully they got some food left. 6:30. Yeah, 6:37. Okay, so we just left Frisco. Finally, last stretch before we go home. 7 o'clock. 7:10. No such thing as quick bite when you have the whole family with you. Stop by and eat, and then out. Supposedly just 15 minutes, and then it turned into 45 minutes. We should be home soon. Alright, we finally home. 8:21 p.m. We had like almost an hour delay with rerouting, flooding on I-70, and also dinner. And the charges was not bad. It just we had to grab dinner, and the flooding, rerouting off the highway path, and the max speed was like 35 miles per hour. And yeah, it was an awesome trip. I'll give you the recap tomorrow with everything: charges, miles, and efficiency, average range for the whole trip. Before I forget, quick recap on the refrigerator. It works great. We stopped it because we didn't need cold water from the second to last charge, so we didn't use this one. We just stopped it. But the whole trip was awesome. We got a cold drink the whole trip with this refrigerator inside, and this one is much better than I thought. The cooler, this is the end of the trip. I put 2 bags of ice in there and a whole bunch of stuff that we need to be it to be cool. And this soda is still really cool. Wow, I'm surprised with this cooler. We use it a lot while we're in LA and California. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. We are back, and I charged it up back to 80% for daily use. The whole trip, I believe I only charged past 90% like twice, because we didn't want to do many stops, so we're just gonna go straight. That's why we charge a little bit more. But yeah, I try to not to go above 85 most of the time to keep that battery health, and also of course not try to let the battery drop below 15% at the max, so we can save that battery health during the road trip. Something I want to mention before we go inside and do some recap with the numbers are the wheel covers. I love these being really good, really efficient, and also protect the wheel on the inside, and it's been awesome. I love the look too with the front lip that I reinstalled, the new one, the whole road trip. It's been great. No movement on the front lip. It's still staying really strong, and there's no damage at all. Look at that, crazy bugs. So my car has the full matte PPF, so these will not affect my paint in the front bumper at all. This you will face for sure on any road trip. On the bumper, it's unavoidable. All right, let's go through the recap with the numbers real quick. Right, now let's recap the numbers and check out the stacks for the trip. So the whole California, accidentally we get a perfect 2,400 miles for the whole trip. So this including from here, Colorado to California, driving within California, LA area. Also we went to the beach all the way from Riverside. We went to Eastvale, we went to Alhambra, we went to Monterey Park. We didn't go into LA, So we drove quite a few miles while we were there for a few days, like 3 days, I think. And then we went to Vegas. Almost forgot. The 94 miles that I forgot to start. So by the time I drove at the start, I already had 94 miles. So already started the trip before I start the trip meter. So total 2,494 miles. So about 2,500 miles this whole road trip. It's crazy. Okay, so the whole driving was 1 day and 18 hours, or about 42 hours of driving. So back and forth, I would say about 16 and a half hours of driving each way, from Colorado to California and then California and back. And the rest were driving in between and within California, also in Vegas, and also in Zion. And we didn't drive much actually in Moab. And the total energy consumed 693.1 kilowatt hour. So this based on 2,400 miles, not 2,494. Average energy use, the whole average consumption for the whole trip is 288.7 watt hour per mile, which is not bad at all. I know it doesn't seem really efficient, but as I mentioned, during the whole trip, we were driving average at least 75 to 85 miles an hour on the highway because of the speed limit, and everything else was on the highway was driving that fast. And also I set it up, as I mentioned, I set it up to hurry, not standard, because standard on the highway, on the road trip like this, you won't get there. And like, let's say on the 80 miles an hour speed limit, it will drive like 78 to 80 miles. Also, if it was 65 miles an hour speed limit or 75 miles, it would drive about 75 to 78 miles. But in a hurry, it's more like a real world speed, that how I would drive on the road trip, or how I think most people would drive on a road trip. I mean, most people wouldn't drive, that slow on the road trip. You want to keep up the speed with, the rest of the traffic on the highway. That's why I set up on the hurry. I have tried standard, is way too slow for me, and I think for most people, that's why it came up this efficiency. Also, the elevation changes from Colorado to California, from California to Colorado. Some of you may know, Colorado is the highest state. Even though we're driving down to California, go to at the sea level, a lot of spots in Utah also going up and down the elevation too. And it's kind of worse coming back, because you're coming back from the sea level to, I think the highest during the whole road trip was at 8, or I think almost 9,000 maybe elevation at one point. That's why I said that those wheel covers are really, really efficient. Even showing this number, without those wheel covers, it will definitely show differently. Also, okay, so I got the numbers here with the average here. So I have the average 3.46 miles per kilowatt hour. So we time that with the battery capacity of 76.5, so we get 264.69 miles range per tank. So if we were to charge up to 100% and then drive all the way down to zero, we will get 264.69 miles. I know it seems low compared to what it shows on the website on the Model Y premium long range. Here's the website. The premium all-wheel drive is showing 327 miles, and of course you won't get that number ever, because you will never drive that consistent and that low of speed. The highest I ever got, probably more close to 300. So 360 for this kind of road trip with a lot of elevation changes and this speed. I think it's really efficient, in my opinion. It's been really, really awesome road trip. And let me see what else. Oh, of course, the charges. Let me show you on the app. So during the road trip, I have shown you a few charges and I forgot to show you some. So we started from here, July 13, Parachute. That was our first start. And then Green River, and then Richfield, Torqueville, and that's in Zion, Baker, Eastvale, Ontario, Alhambra, Barstow. That's the trip going back, and back to Prim again, and then High Roller in Las Vegas, Richfield, Rifle, Frisco. So all of these charges are including all the trips that I made while in California and Zion too. So the whole charging for this trip is $241.89. So about $242 total for the whole trip, which is not bad at all. And I got some charges from my friend's house too, and also 2 nights from the hotels that has destination chargers. So those are credited as a free charge. And yeah, I mean, on the road trip, you probably try to find hotels with the destination charging. That would be the best way to do it. So you get the free charge overnight and then ready for the next trip. The next morning, you don't have to go to another supercharger to charge before continuing with the trip. So that is awesome. I think 241 is not bad at all for 2,500 miles road trip. Now let's talk about the whole FSD experience with this road trip with almost 2,500 miles. And I would say I used not 100% FSD. I had to intervene quite a few times during the drive. Only a few times, I would say less than 3 times, that I had to take over from FSD during on the road experience. But the whole on the road experience with FSD was awesome. I can't complain. I mean, driving experience, I wouldn't be able to rate it because I didn't drive pretty much most of the time. The car did the driving the whole time, except parking. So on the highway experience, I would say 9.5 out of 10. It was really, really awesome. This is the longest road trip I ever taken in my life, and I didn't have to drive much, and it's probably the most comfortable one. I think the hardest part of FSD road trip is to keep yourself awake and active and not fall asleep because you're not driving. So you have to keep yourself awake. Try to entertain yourself. I know, listen to music, talking. If no one's, most of the time, pretty much everyone was sleeping in the car, so it's hard to keep yourself up. And stopping was great. Every charging experience with FSD, only one stop that we did, I forgot where. I think Green River, that had one charging was broken. The charger was broken, but we just one from the whole, I think has like 24 chargers there. So one broken, no issue. We just moved to another one, and the charging was quick. I don't mind to stop at all when we had to, because I needed to. Everyone needs the bathroom, every couple hours. Also, we need to stretch. I needed to keep myself awake so I can, keep driving. So those are awesome. The charging experience, I would rate, 10 out of 10. Probably the best charging experience with the Tesla supercharger. Nothing else can beat it at the moment. And also FSD parking. That's probably the worst part of the FSD. As I show you in the video with the whole experience, I try to let FSD park to charge. It never did it fast enough, never did it properly, never parked in the right spot. So every single time we need to stop and charge, I had to disable the FSD and then manually park it. Otherwise, I would have like a long streak, but the streak stopped mostly because of charging. That's a huge improvement that it needs to be done for the FSD, I think, if it wants the car to drive itself in the future without interruption at all. So parking is still work to do, but everything else great. The seating position in Model Y Juniper is great. I think it's better than the older Model Y, but in 16 hours road trip like this, it could need some lower back support a little bit better, and also the I think thigh support. Then otherwise, this is really awesome experience. So yeah, let me know what you think. I share pretty much everything with you guys, with how much we charge, with all the efficiency for the whole road trip, and all the stuff that I brought with me, all the accessories that I use in the video. I will make sure to put the link in this description down below. Also, SoCal Tin Shop in Riverside, California, I'll put their website there too. Thank you so much guys for watching today's video. I hope this road trip video helps you with your range anxiety if you just bought an EV or Tesla, so you don't have to worry about taking the road trip. Maybe start with a shorter road trip and then expand to a longer one and longer one in the future. And don't forget to click like if you like the video. Don't forget to subscribe for more awesome contents like this. We'll see you on the next video. Peace.
Tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong. I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down.